called the biggest child porn bust in Suffolk County history. 6.5 million photos and videos, some depicting children being violently abused. Now, police say a suspect is now under arrest, accused of amassing and collecting and cataloging the collection. Eyewitness News reporter NJ Burkett spoke with neighbors in Amityville, and he has more. NJ.
Well, Dave, the Amityville police cracked this case with help from a member of the community who came forward with information. But yes, prosecutors say that these images, photos, and videos depict the worst kinds of child sexual exploitation imaginable. Many of them infants and young children.
Really? Oh my God.
It's just disgusting. Like, I just don't understand. Like, I'll never understand how...
The allegations left neighbors stunned. Prosecutors say 58-year-old David Johnson had the largest cache of child pornography ever recovered on Long Island. 24 computer hard drives with more than 6.5 million photos and videos.
The practice, the crime of possessing child pornography directly fuels the rape of children.
Police say Johnson is a tenant in this home on Ketchum Avenue in Amityville, Long Island, where he quietly and meticulously downloaded revolting images from file-sharing sites on the so-called dark web. The 200-count indictment lists individual file names like 3-year-old cute face and several titled Baby J. The others are far too graphic to list on television. Prosecutors say Johnson cataloged each of them like a librarian.
They're organized by gender, by race, by age, and by other characteristics, whether or not the child victim was wearing glasses.
The DA says Johnson is divorced and lives alone. His apartment around the corner from the local elementary school. But investigators say there is no indication so far that he had any improper contact with children.
This is obviously a sick individual, and that's why we're treating this with the utmost severity.
And so far, investigators say they have uncovered no evidence that he corresponded with children online. Neighbors tell me they barely saw Johnson. They say they didn't really know him at all. He's being held tonight at $75,000 bail. If he's convicted, he could face at least 10 years in state prison.
First off, before I even go any further, he shouldn't have a bail, number one. Number two, should he have one like he does, it's too low. $75,000, that's too low. Second, 10 years, come on now. 58 years old? Oh, hell no. I don't believe that for a second. That this man is 58? No. And I thought it was kind of interesting that the name of the avenue he lived on was called Ketchum. Not to be funny, but I mean, the name of the avenue is called Ketchum, and that's what he did. He got caught with child pornography. Now, when I was looking at the video, I saw the video, y'all heard the audio. They pulled up a picture of what he had the child pornography stored on. This man had it stored on laptops. He had external hard drives. He had the regular PC hard drives. Like that table that had all of his devices on it, where he had the stuff stored, USB drives. Imagine a table full of drugs. That's what that looked like. They were able to make a square out of all the stuff he had the stuff stored on. And of course, he would have to if he had 6.6 million downloads or files involving child pornography. And they said that this was the largest bust in Long Island, which leads me to believe that there have been other incidents where people who have had child pornography be busted in the same location as well. It's just that his happened to be the largest. Now, I would love to know what the Me Too Time's Up crowd has to say about this, but 9 times out of 10, they probably don't know about it. And if they do, they're not going to say anything. And they're questioning whether or not this guy had any kind of encounter with children. If he did not have any encounter with children, I would be surprised. And it said that his apartment was right around the corner from an elementary school. The parents who have kids who go to that school, they need to really, really look out, because he could have been photographing these children and putting them on the internet. And notice that they mentioned the dark web. There goes that thing again, that underground world right there where they can do all kinds of stuff without anybody knowing unless they get caught. But 6.6 million? And they said they got him on a 200 count indictment or charge, whatever they said it was, 200 counts. He needs a way higher bail if he should have one, which he shouldn't have, in my opinion. And his conviction sentence, should he actually get convicted, needs to be higher than that. But notice that they didn't mention that he would have to go down as a sex offender. And they probably saying that because they claim he didn't have any kind of interaction with children. But I find that very hard to believe with a guy who's had that many downloads on these many devices. Like I'm telling you, I'm gonna leave the link so you can actually see that picture of all the stuff that he had these images and videos downloaded to. It was a lot of them. It was that many. It was no way he was going to store all of that on one device. So he kept buying more and more and more electronic devices to save his quote unquote work to. But y'all let me know what you think down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. I'll talk to you in the next one.